Hiya! Penguin Truth here, and it's time for more Otaku Evolution. Be sure to like, subscribe, and contribute to my Patreon. Been a little while since I dipped into the Dragon Ball franchise. It was last year when I did a tribute to Akira Toriyama and reviewed Battle of Gods. I don't like reviewing too much Dragon Ball because I feel there's so much more to anime. But it is kind of an important franchise to my anime fandom. Maybe someday I'll do specific arcs, but I don't have time for that now. I have a burning question. Why is Resurrection F so disliked? I've noticed, especially lately, there's been a lot of negative reflection on the second of the newer DB movies, if not outright hatred. I don't recall that much negativity when it first came out. Everybody within the circles I'm familiar with seemed to at least like it. After all, it's the return of the fan-favorite villain Freeza. Does the movie really suck? Or is it just lacking in comparison to its predecessor? Let's take a look at it. Taking place sometime after Battle of Gods, Resurrection F sees the, you guessed it, resurrection of that lethal land shark Freeza. His minions, with the help of Pilaf's crew, wish on the eternal dragon Shenron to bring their master back. Of course, Freeza is still in pieces because of his death by the time-hopping Super Saiyan Trunks, so they have to pull the pieces together with an advanced regeneration chamber. Freeza is raring to go after being restored, but decides to take some time out to train for once in his life. Eventually, he comes back to Earth with hundreds of soldiers to seek vengeance on the Saiyans who defied him. Problem is, Son Goku and Vegeta, the only Saiyans around, are actually not around, but training on Beerus and Whis' planet. Can Goku and Vegeta make it back to Earth to save the planet from Frieza's wrath? It's an action-packed rematch that shatters the Earth itself.
They're here! Feels like they set down near North City.
But why Frieza? Why bring back a villain who had a pretty long presence already and was soundly defeated and blown away like he was nothing at the end of that presence? And what makes Frieza so appealing to begin with? Well, why not? Frieza is a cool villain. He has the qualities of being this grand, aristocratic figure that people all over the universe fear. He's been in his business for a long time and has deep connections to the happenings of the lives of our main character. The story arc he was introduced in is one of the better received ones. He has a great presence and chemistry with Goku and Vegeta. It's interesting to see how he handles the power creep that has gone on since his previous departure from the storyline. And, at least in the case of the anime, both Ryusei Nakao and Chris Ayres crushed the performance.
I know gold's a bit gauche, but I wanted to ensure you grasp my new position atop the pecking order. And for the sake of your feeble mind, let's keep the name simple as well. We'll call this Golden Frieza.
Plus, Jocko's in it! In 2013, Akira Toriyama created a one-volume manga called Jocko the Galactic Patrolman. It's centered around a retired scientist who meets an alien policeman and their various misadventures. It takes place on the same Earth as Dragon Ball, years before Bulma starts her journey to find the Dragon Balls. Jocko even meets Bulma and her older sister, Tights. Jocko was actually on Earth to prevent a Saiyan pod from landing, and in that pod, which he misses entirely, was a young Kakarot, Goku. In Resurrection F, we meet Jocko as he comes to Earth to warn Bulma of Frieza's impending arrival. It's hard to really nail down Jocko's personality, which I guess makes him more complex than the average Dragon Ball character. I see that his priorities are a little skewed, as he's easily distracted by minor things, and yet delivers major news extremely casually. He's not willing to stick around to defend Earth from Frieza until he's guilted into it by Bulma. He also seems to have a lot of pride in his work, despite not being particularly competent at it. He gets more play later in Dragon Ball Super, but he's an amusing addition to this movie, even though a lot of fans unfamiliar with the manga he's from will be confused as to who he is and how he knows Bulma. I've read very little of Jocko the Patrolman myself, deeming it unimportant to the Dragon Ball experience, but maybe I'll get to the whole thing someday.
Really? I
thought you were too strong and too funny looking to be from here. Huh.
Hey!
One of the cool things about the movie is that a range of characters get to see some action, not just Goku and Vegeta. Though I will admit, the lineup is pretty odd. Gohan and Piccolo I get. I even kind of get Tien and Krillin. But Roshi? They called in the Turtle Hermit instead of Goten and Trunks? I mean, Roshi actually makes a pretty good showing, which is fun to watch. But imagine holding back Goten and Trunks so that a guy who stopped being relevant when Tien was still relevant could be there? And Gohan has been so nerfed at this point, it's kind of absurd. He's fighting in a tracksuit and struggling to keep up. I don't care how lax he's been in his training, he's still Gohan. He should be so far ahead of the others that he could handle a few hundred Freeza soldiers by himself. Other than that though, the fight against the Freeza minions is pretty neat. It's just the opening card for the main event, sure, but I like the action in this movie. Even the gratuitous use of CG is kind of charming. Obviously, the highlight of the movie is Goku and Vegeta's bouts with Freeza. Goku figures out what Freeza is doing with his new Golden Frieza form and its limits, forcing Freeza to pull a bitch move and cheat to win. Vegeta has less mercy than Goku in the fight, but acts too slowly in the end, and Whis has to fix his mistake to restore the Earth after Frieza pulls another bitch move. Goku and Vegeta learn a valuable lesson about holding back that they are sure to never forget. No. Damn it, Goku, you kill stealer! So why is Resurrection F so reviled if the villain is engrossing, the action is decent, and characters other than Goku and Vegeta get to do something? I mean, the soundtrack is some of Sumitomo's better stuff, the voice acting and sound effects are good, and who doesn't like to see Goku beat down Frieza again? I think I might have some insight into why it isn't so praised though. For one, it looks a little plain, a little plastic and soulless. The new art style isn't to many viewers' liking, and the artwork in this feature in particular seems lazy and underwhelming. It takes an hour for Frieza to fight anybody, even though it would have been cool to see Gohan and the others team up to take him on directly. Goku and Vegeta's actual fights with Frieza aren't that special. Vegeta especially gets shortchanged, and overall, it feels like a step down from Battle of Gods. A more traditional, standalone DBZ movie that's just action figures crashing into each other. But I don't hate Resurrection F. It's a little disappointing when compared to Battle of Gods, Super Broly, and Superheroes, but it's still a lot better than a good portion of other DBZ movies. That's kind of a low bar, I understand, but it clears it. And overall, the movie is still pretty fun.
Ooh, what a ridiculous name for a food. Is there any left for me to try, or did you already eat it, you swine?
Don't worry, my lord. I made sure to save some leftovers for you.
Excellent. I shall eat pizza. But if it's not absolutely delicious, I'll destroy you both for interrupting my slumber. Do you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. I'll heat it up so it tastes better.
Anyway, that's enough Otaku Evolution for now. I'll see you folks next time when we look at a Shinichiro Watanabe anime that's a little naive in its politics, but we'll have you singing along anyway. Carol and Tuesday. Until then, see ya!
You of all people should know this about me, but I don't share Kakarot's taste for forgiveness. I'm sending you back to hell.
Ha ha. Your threats are as empty as your title. All hail Vegeta, Prince of No One.